Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, and thank you everyone is here joining me live for this deep dive special. Right. Today we're going to talk about some very important things. Yeah, as you've been hearing me banging on about these eclipses. Yeah, my goodness, look what they have unveiled, yeah, to us over the last few weeks or so. It's been absolutely astonishing. So we're going to be looking at that kind of stuff and just everything that is going on. And there is more to come. Yeah, there is more to come. So I want to say a thank you to everyone joining me here live, and of course, before I forget, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification if you enjoy this channel and the work that I produce here and the insights. So, what's going to be the shape of the show? I'm going to talk about some very important astrological factors that are going on, and I'm going to do a screen share, as you may have seen me do on Linda G. And I'm going to show everyone the charts of what is going on and what we can potentially expect. We're also going to look at the chart of the United States. We're going to look at Kevin McCarthy. We're going to look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, and we're also going to look at Joe Biden as well. Why? Because it's very important to look at the president's chart, yeah, when it comes to discussing a nation and what's going on with them and all that kind of stuff. We're also going to do a bit of tarot as well. I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and we're also going to get the bard's opinion. Yeah, we're going to have our contribution from Shakespeare. Just to kind of give an little extra flavor of all of the stuff that is going on. So I'm going to do a few shout outs. Let's see who's here, and then we're going to actually really get stuck into the content, because I like to go at a good gallop. I don't like it when things drag on a bit too long. So hello, we've got Flora D, we've got Teresa Campbell, we've got Fanny Smith, we've got, who's this, Mel Broussard. Here, actually, I can actually click up because it's just me. I'll get my head above that. Really nervous about the debt ceiling. Would appreciate a reading. Yes, yeah, we're going to be looking at that. Who else do we have? What's this? GMF Gumpha Man 1. I think I probably said that wrong. Marjorie Lara, so nice to see you. Serena Ever says here, we love you. Thank you. That's so sweet. And Janice Packard is here as well. And a lot of people sending love and all that kind of stuff. All right. So let's put this into context, folks. And of course, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and read out as many as I can. So you will remember, folks, many of you watch my channel. And one of the things I said, when that GOP, yeah, if they ever get in charge of the House, yeah, and obviously they just, it was supposed to be, remember, it was supposed to be red tidal wave, yeah, they just about got in there with one or two, shall we say, hairs, yeah, of the nether regions, yeah, just about, but nonetheless, even if it's just by a majority of one, we know that, they have that majority of the House. And some people thought I might have been just being a little bit harsh at the time, but it's turned out to be true. I said one of the main things that the GOP would do would be to play fast and loose with the debt ceiling and hold America and the world to ransom to try and get what they want. Yeah, and thus it has proved. Yeah, so you've got Kevin McCarthy, yeah, who wants to basically just cut every sort of program for nutrition, food, educate. These people, they're so wicked. Yeah, they're so wicked. I was watching a little bit more of Bernie Sanders have a little chat. I think it was on CNN. Oh, they finally decided, to let him on a bit more regularly. Yeah, he needed their help, a few years ago. But anyway, I digress. And he was saying basically, look, he supports Biden, who had a blinder the other day. Oh my God, who knew? So funny. Yeah, so funny with the put downs. tore the absolute butt off the far right media and the GOP and all that stuff. So great stuff, fighting talk. This is what's needed. But this debt ceiling thing, yeah, this debt ceiling thing. So technically, I think it's July. I think you guys have until July. If it's not resolved by then, that means what? Defaulting on the debt, yeah, which doesn't even bear worth thinking about. But why is this all happening? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. So let's do, I'm going to click here on this button that says present, and then it says share screen. What's it? Share screen. Blah, blah, blah. I'll be like this. There we are. Okay. And then let's do window. And then is it window that I want, or is it? I think it's entire screen that I want. And then I'll click on that, and then I'll do share. And let's see. So look, it divides up like this. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, put this chart up, which is the USA Constitution chart. You guys will know this one. So let me just put it, let's make this a little bit bigger so it's not too confusing. In fact, I'm going to move it this way a bit so I can still see the chat. One moment. Oh, God, these things are so fiddly. So I'm doing it this way so we can still see the chat. That's you guys there. And then I'm going to pull it down a little bit. So we've got a little bit more width here going on. So everyone, can you see the chart? Let me know that you can see the chart. Just let me know in the comments. Let's see. Can you see the chart, guys? Sure you go. Let's just see here. If anyone could just write, can you see the chart? Someone could just write there. Yes, good. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so here we are. This is the USA constitutional chart right here, folks. Now, you will see here, now this is the chart that I use, which is the 4th of July, 1776, 6:30 p.m. Philadelphia. It works beautifully. Oh, someone's saying can see it, but blurry. It shouldn't be blurry. Is anyone else seeing the blurriness, or it shouldn't be blurry? Maybe give the glasses a bit of a wipe, or the screen of a bit of a wipe or something like that, because everyone is saying that they can see the chart. Anyway, when we look here, so this is the D1. This is where the planets were sidereally when America was born in as a concept in 1776. Now, obviously, history. There we are. And he's saying it's clear. Thank you. History buffs will say, well, you know, such and such was signed and ratified and all of this kind of stuff. Yes, this is true. But birth charts really are do with that. The birth. This is where America as a concept, as a country, came into being when it separated from the English, yeah, from the crown, yeah. So this chart works beautifully. Now, the rising sign over here is Sagittarius. So what that means is America is a Sagittarius nation, yeah, Sagittarius nation. The sun sign for America is Gemini. And it's in it's in the section of Gemini in the nakshatra called Purnavasu, which means return to the light. Yeah. And the moon sign is in Aquarius in a nakshatra called Shatabishak. Yeah. Now here you'll see the moon is here. And I'm going to just tell you some bold and simple things about America. Straight off, what is Sagittarius all about, folks? Yeah. Sagittarius is famous for what? Freedom. Yeah. The desire for freedom, truth, and knowledge. It also deals with religion and spirituality. Yeah? Sound familiar, folks? Also, as well, part of the shadow, unfortunately, of Sagittarius is fanaticism. Yeah? America still has the most number of cults on Earth. And one of them, of course, is the GOP. Yeah? Sorry, a little bit wicked of me to point out, but this is energy, yeah? It's so true, isn't it? It's so true. Obviously, there's wonderful things about America as well. But what is Sagittarius? It's a passionate fire sign. America is a passionate country, yeah? Fire is a big element there. Fire is a big element. What is the Gemini all about? Gemini is all about what? Media, communications, all of that kind of things. Here it is with Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and the Sun, yeah, all together in the 7th house, which is anyone that's not us. So this also as well, as the 7th house, believe it or not, deals with litigation, yeah? Litigation and open enemies and stuff like that. And of course, America is one of the most litigious countries on earth, yeah? The Sun's there, which also means what? The kingdom. But it's also a place of great arts and entertainment and stuff like that, because Venus is planet of the arts, Jupiter is guru, yeah, the Sun is the kingdom, and Mars is passion, yeah, which also deals with what? War and firearms. But let's not get too much into that, yeah, otherwise we'll be going down a rabbit hole. The important thing here to look at, everyone, is this over here, yeah, you see where it says TR? You would have seen this the other day when I did a demonstration with Linda G. What does TR mean? It means transits. This is where the planets are right now. And when you look at the transits, it answers a lot. Yeah. We look here, this is where these eclipses have been happening recently. So we'll see here, we've got Jupiter, Rahu, the Sun, Mercury retrograde, and Uranus all together in sidereal Aries. Now in the USA chart, you see there's no planets here. And there's no planets here in Libra, which is where the lunar eclipse will be happening. But nonetheless, just because a house doesn't have planets in it, it doesn't mean it's not working. Yeah. Oh, here we are. Roxy saying, you're right on, Hogarth. The GOP is a cult now. Yeah, more than a true party. Absolutely. Absolutely. That really is the case. Anyway, the important thing is these eclipses are happening in the 5 and 11 axis in the USA chart. The 5th house deals with giving consultation and advice to others, and it also deals with politics. Yeah, politics. The 11th house deals with extended groups and organizations of all kinds, rubbing shoulders, networking, great gains, money. Yeah, power and influence. Yeah. Isn't it interesting what's been happening with Fox News and all of this kind of stuff? Oh, what's this? Oh, look here. So here, really, what is it called? Let me just minimize and let's just share that comment here. So FYI, I don't know how to say that. Ailrobishord, I think. Forgive me if I butchered that. FYI, the US could default on its debt as early as June 1st, but more likely mid-June. Like, right. So this is an issue. Yeah. So let's go back to where I was and get this chart back up. So if we look here, the D1, but look, these eclipses, yeah, these eclipses. Now what needs to be understood is this. I want you to look at Jupiter here. Look, it's a little bit crammed in, but Jupiter is at 2 degrees and 22 minutes. In fact, if I do the animated transits, that's maybe a little bit clearer. This is where they are for today. Now, Jupiter is in what is referred to as the Gandanta Point. The Gandanta Point happens when between a water sign going into a fire sign, or a water sign going into fire. Yeah, so basically water sign going into fire or fire going into water. Yeah, so that happens between here, Cancer, water sign going into Leo, Gandanta Point. Yeah, right here. Scorpio going into Sagittarius, Gandanta Point, right here. Pisces, water sign going into Aries, Gandanta Point, right here. Oh, hey, Kevin's just joined us here. Hello, Kevin. What does this mean? Gandanta means karmic knot. Yeah, I want everyone to remember that. Karmic knot. It's also referred to as drowning. Yeah. Any planet that is Gandanta is grasping at things. Yeah. Drowning a little bit. Okay. Now, where does this point actually happen? It happens in the last 2 degrees and the first 2 degrees of the signs, yeah, that I was talking about, water and fire signs. So that means Jupiter was Gandanta at 28 degrees of Pisces, as it was a few weeks ago, and at 2 degrees of sidereal Aries. And at the moment, it's at 2 degrees, 22 minutes. So Jupiter is still in that Gandanta point. What does Jupiter represent? Jupiter represents optimism, expansion, growth, luck, fortune, represents, you know, even children, marriage, and all this stuff. But one of the most important things that Jupiter represents is money and finance, yeah, along with Venus. Venus represents opulent wealth, but Jupiter can literally represent the economy along with Saturn. That's why Saturn and Jupiter are called the social planets. What's been happening recently? Does everyone know? Many of you will probably know already, but you know that there was First Republic when, yeah, First Republic basically went bankrupt and had to be bought out by JP Morgan in the middle of the night. Yeah, did you guys hear this? Let me know in the comments. Did you hear about this? Now, if you're a depositor, yeah, if you're a depositor with First Republic, don't worry, your money's fine. Yeah, everyone's deposits and stuff like that are protected, even up to unlimited amounts now. But the point is, I'm describing the energy, yeah, the energies, yeah, of what's going on. So Jupiter is in this tricky position at the moment. And the most important thing to talk about is the GOP and what they are doing, yeah. Now, what is, if we look over here, here's Mars, yeah? This is Mars at 25 degrees and 21 minutes of sidereal Gemini. Technically, he's in an enemy sign. However, in July, I think it's in July, he's going to move into sidereal Cancer, which is considered his sign of debilitation, yeah? And so someone's saying here, so CC Ryder is saying, yes, I heard about JP Morgan acquisition of First Republic. So everyone's deposits are fine, but we can see there's this energy. Jupiter is also a planet of finance, banking. Now, many people don't know Mars isn't just about war, folks. Yeah, it's not just about war. Mars also deals with siblings, yeah, brothers in particular, and can also represent one's sons if you have children. For women, it's also Mars and Jupiter, yeah? But anyway, sons in particular. But Mars also represents real estate, yeah? Real estate. So Mars is soon going to go into his debilitation, which could also affect real estate and finances and stuff like that. He also spent a long time in Taurus. Remember, almost 7 months in Taurus, which is also a sign of money. So if we go here, I'm going to take you to the animated transits. And I'm going to scoot forward in time so we can see when Mars goes into sidereal Cancer, where he debilitates. So we're going to do weekly. So watch Mars over here, and you're going to see all the planets move around. The planets go clockwise, the nodes go anti-clockwise, always. So here we are, if we look here, or always against the direction of the movement of the planets. So if we see here, and then we look at the next week, aha! In fact, let's take that back and do daily. He goes debilitated quicker than I thought. So here, on the 10th of May, 2023, Mars will go debilitated for about 2 months. Yeah, for about 2 months. Mars deals with, like I said, real estate and stuff like that, but he can also have an indirect impact on finances and economy as well, because he's the natural ruler of the 8th house, which deals with other people's money. Yeah, so there's already news about finances and real estate. You guys let me know what's going on with real estate as well, because we're going to see some action there. So if we go back to the main screen, this Jupiter here now is going to be with Rahu. Yeah, so Rahu is the north node of the moon. Now, when these two get together, it is very bombastic. And there was a huge financial event that happened when they were last, when Jupiter and Rahu, north node of the moon, were last together. Can anyone tell me what that date was? Just in case. I just want to give people a chance in the comments. When was Rahu, north node of the moon, and Jupiter last together? Yeah, most people won't know, and that's fine. I'll tell you. 1929. Yeah, 1920. Yeah. Well, I don't think it was 2000 yet. No, there was a banking crisis in 2008, but that was to do with Jupiter being debilitated on his own. In fact, we can actually look at it in the animated transits. But the last time Rahu and Jupiter were together in sidereal Aries was 1929. Yeah. Now look, will that happen again? Let's not get too carried away. Not get too carried away. But what I would say is this, and one of the best sayings I ever heard, and I think it's very true. One of them said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Yeah, it often rhymes. And what I'm concerned about are those douchebags. Yeah, the douchebags, GOP, and what they are threatening to do with the debt ceiling. Yeah. In 1929, we know there was a stock market crash, etc., and stuff like that. And we've seen, look, banks have been going under, but they've essentially been bought up and bailed out to stop what? Contagion, to stop people doing what? Runs on the banks. Yeah, we don't want that again. But what about this Kevin McCarthy and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all this BS that they are doing? And one of the things that I worry about is that with their game playing, yeah, with them pushing everything to the edge, yeah, because that's what they're going to do. Kevin McCarthy, yeah, if we just take this, if this is like the economy, Kevin is going to push things right to the edge because they want to basically turn everyone into serfs, don't they? They're so horrible. And then they're going to want to try and pull it back. So they're going to draw it this far, yeah, to try and get some concessions. The Democrats don't want to give in, obviously, because the cuts that they want are really harmful ones. And there's plenty of fat elsewhere on the animal here. There's plenty of billionaires and quasi-trillionaires that just need to pay a bit of tax. Yeah, and you can pay a little bit less on the war machine and stuff like that. And you guys will be fine, as Bernie Sanders says. But what I worry about is this. With the McCarthy's flirtation, along with those other cray-crays, it could have unintended consequences. And what I'm worried about is that America will accidentally default. Not consciously, accidentally. Do you remember what happened in the UK back in August, yeah, with Kwasi Kwarteng and Liz Turd's budget? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? And how it spooked the market? The Bank of England had to come in and basically back up the government stocks. Otherwise, the country would have went into a chain reaction and we could have potentially gone bankrupt, yeah, because the market turned. And what I worry is that McCarthy and all those people and Marjorie Taylor Greene are going to push it so far that they might spook everyone, because the backdrop, everyone can see, okay, these banks are being bailed out and stuff like that. That's my concern. However, could it be that Biden in some way might be able to turn this around? Yeah, we will have to see. Yeah. Could it be that any potential contagion is contained and the markets don't get spooked too much? This is what I'm hoping. But what I am also starting to suspect as well is that for me, as the days, weeks and months and years have gone by, we really do have to ask ourselves, in whose interest, apart from the corporate moneyed interest, of course, are the GOP acting in? Yeah, there is this huge influence here. A lot of other countries stand to gain from America's demise. Do you remember? Look back in my playlist, folks. Remember when I was saying with China and the dollar and all that kind of stuff? China have just revealed their hand, by the way. They remember they got told off recently because they said ex-Soviet states are not sovereign. Yeah, do you guys remember that? They said, you know, wow. Yeah. So we need to look at that. So would you guys like to see, yeah, look, someone's saying here, Russia. I think a lot of these people have been bought out, you know, I really do. I think it's becoming quite obvious now. You know, when Tucker was thrown off Fox News, Sergei Lavrov, yeah, one of the most senior ministers in Russia, lamented, yeah, him being thrown off. Really? So I think it's for me, it's quite obvious now what's going on. These people are not politicians, they are saboteurs, and we need to find out who their paymasters are. I think it's pretty obvious who it is, but for me, I just see them as destabilizers, as anarchists, because this thing with the debt ceiling is really, this is a big deal. Yeah, this is a big deal. Now, it may not necessarily happen. Let's hope it doesn't. Yeah, it may not necessarily happen, but I wanted to show you some of those factors so you can see why I'm concerned, because it is important to know this stuff. You know, the planets don't lie. Yeah. Also, though, on the positive note, Jupiter is a planet of blessing. So I was saying as well, I said, do you remember I said in the eclipses, I said we could also see some new conflicts spring up in the world. Yeah. Sudan. Yeah, there's yet another one, but potentially Jupiter's benefic effect could maybe help the situation in Ukraine. So there's a lot of word now that the Wagner group is starting to pull out allegedly of Crimea and certain places. So let's watch this space. The war's obviously not over yet, but maybe there are some positive developments. But you see, there's a lot of energy, folks, a lot of energy. All right. Oh yeah, someone says here, let's click that up. India is waiting to see what happens to US, of course. Yeah, exactly, of course. Yeah. So a lot of people are holding their breath, folks. A lot of people are holding their breath. So the GOP, man, you know, they could go down in history as, anyway, let's hope that they don't cause a chain reaction. All right, let's have a little look. Shall we take a little look at Kevin McCarthy's chart? Yeah, let's take a look at Kevin McCarthy's chart. My God, this guy is just ridiculous. So let's just do here, file, open, and let's go. There we are. You'll see, look at all these charts, folks, that I've got. Anyone want to ask me? I've done videos, I think, on almost all of these. So who have I got? Betty White, Johnny Depp, Marilyn Monroe, Kanye West, Neil Armstrong, Agatha Christie, Jeff Bezos. Gosh, Canada's chart, China's chart. Anyway, so let's go here to, Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh my God, Harvey Weinstein. Oh God, yeah, I really did. Tucker's chart. Let's see here. So let's look. We're looking at for Kevin McCarthy, aren't we? Ginny Thomas. Where are you, Kevin? There we are. Kevin McCarthy. All right, open. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on. I know I don't have E. Jean Carroll's chart. Roxy is asking. I don't have her one. Hope you guys are finding this interesting so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Right. Here's Kevin McCarthy's chart. So let's cover the basics. He is a Taurus rising, according to Vedic astrology. And I've got his birth date here as the 26th of January, 1965. And he was born at 12:40 p.m. I forget the state that he was in, but here we are. Oh, look, someone's saying shockwave. Abbott has sent more busloads of migrants to Chicago today, more to be shipped this week. My God, these people, they are just so dreadful, aren't they? They're just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Anyway, so McCarthy is a Taurus rising, and he's got Rahu in the first house. We'll talk about that in a minute. His sun sign is Capricorn, and Capricorn is also associated with what? Government. Yeah, it's a sign of government, politics. Yeah. distribution systems, infrastructure, all of that kind of stuff. And it also deals with the corporate ladder as well, top-down structures, big pharma, big companies like your Amazons and your any massive company that you can think of often comes under the energy of Capricorn. And his moon sign is in Scorpio. Debilitated, yeah? Debilitated moon. You see this with quite a few American politicians, yeah? I must say. Anyway, so where have the eclipses been falling for McCarthy? Now, if we look over here, ooh, he has 2 planets, yeah, that are being affected. He has Jupiter in Bharani Nakshatra. So his Jupiter is actually pretty strong, actually. Jupiter does well in the sign of Aries. But look at the house. It's the 12th house. Guess what the 12th house deals with? It deals with secrets, foreign lands, hidden enemies. It also can deal with foreign income, foreign money, and royalties, backhanders. Yeah, a lot of people kind of are a bit of a downer on the 12th house because they, you know, it's a Distana house and they say, oh, it isn't nice. It deals with losses. You know what? You can actually make quite a lot of money with the 12th house. It's just people may not necessarily know about it. I kid you not. Here, Jupiter is what? The planet of finance. And you remember I said you can see here when we look in TR, yeah, look, so Kevin McCarthy is actually having a Jupiter return. Look, Christy Van is saying, I thought January 26th was Aquarius. Remember, I am a Neo-Vedic astrologer. Everything moves back by 24 degrees. Yeah, this is the true astronomical placement of the planets and the stars, where the body of the planet is. And that's the most important thing, because that's where the manifestation is. Obviously, Western astrology still works. And if a Western astrologer is talented, they can still do well, of course. But when you're talking about the bodies, the physical bodies of the planets, these are the points of manifestation. Jupiter is Gandanta. Yeah, and we have had several banks go what? Bankrupt. Yeah, one was bailed out today. Jupiter is the planet of finance, and it's in Kevin McCarthy's 12th house, which can deal with what? Losses. He is now having a Jupiter return. It takes Jupiter 12 years to go through the whole zodiac. He spends about a year in each sign. So do you see, when we look at Kevin McCarthy's chart, his planet of finance, Jupiter, is in the 12th house of losses, and he's having a Jupiter return while Jupiter is Gandanta, and he's toying and playing with the debt ceiling. Ooh! Yeah? Can you see why I'm concerned? I'm hoping it's not going to happen. Let's hope that Jupiter brings a blessing. But here I'm showing you proof, evidence, yeah, of how this stuff can potentially play out. Because he's a Taurus rising. If this were Western astrology, he would be a Gemini. And Jupiter would be in his 11th house, which is great gains, yeah? We'd be like, woo, yeah? 12th house, yeah? Deals with endings and beginnings and endings. I say it's very much like what? The World card in tarot. Kevin McCarthy is quite literally holding the finances of the world to ransom, yeah, to please his own agenda, because he's got Rahu in the 1st house. And my nickname for Rahu is what? Gobble, gobble, yeah, gobble, gobble. But Rahu can bring wonderful things, the exotic and the new, but his shadow is very dark. And Rahu also deals with foreign lands and foreigners, but also as well, the shadow of Rahu is liars and cheats and scoundrels. Ding, 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 ding. So here we have a liar and a cheat and a scoundrel, because he's obviously in the shadow, who's also what? Dilly-dallying, playing around with the debt ceiling, yeah? Having this Jupiter return in his 12th house. Oh, yeah? This man should never be allowed near the economy, yeah? Never. It also means it's highly likely he's taking backhanders from foreign sources. Surprise, surprise, yeah? We'd already worked that out, but there I can see it in the chart, yeah? It's all about that. Yeah, it's all about that. So there's that. That's Kevin McCarthy. He's going to have a lunar eclipse is coming into his 6th house. And it's going to fall on the Neptune. Now, what does Neptune deal with? Now, Neptune can be a wonderful planet. Yeah, he dissolves the boundary between the 3-dimensional realms and the realms beyond. Yeah, it can deal with arts, music, culture. And McCarthy is part of this generation, this Neptune in Libra generation. But I also say as well, when Neptune is in Libra, because he's the higher octave of Venus, and Venus rules Libra, it's almost like it can be extremely hedonistic. Let's put it that way. Can be a bit like Venus on opium, yeah, on opioids. This is happening in the 6th house, and the 6th house deals with health and healing and overcoming obstacles. And the lunar eclipse is going to fall on here between the 5th and the 6th of May. Today's the 2nd of May now because I'm ahead in time, but I started recording this on the 1st of May, 2023. So there's going to be, what it can mean is it often means secrets or something unusual comes out of the dark when Neptune is hit, yeah, by an eclipse. But this could also, Neptune also deals with what? With illusions and delusions, drink and drugs, scandals, yeah, deals with scandals. So when we look here, my God, Kevin McCarthy could be doing something scandalous. Well, we see it, don't we? Look what he's doing. Things are coming out of the dark. His true motives may become revealed to people. This can also deal with corruption, drink and drugs, and addictions, illusions, delusions, and gaslighting. Yeah. One of the main shadows, unfortunately, of Neptune is gaslighting. Now, look, Neptune is a wonderful planet, and I want to speak up for him, yeah, because you know, I tune in with the planets, and he's like, you need to talk about my virtues more. So, yes, he deals with arts, beauty. Neptune can be wonderful, yeah, can be wonderful, exquisite. However, we're talking about Kevin McCarthy here, and it's not looking good. And you see, the eclipses are what? Falling here. Aries and Libra, Aries and Libra, yeah. So Libra also deals with battles, legalities, lawsuits, but also trade, money, and finance. Yeah, so when we look at this, it's like, yeah, not looking so good. Yeah, and someone's saying here, so Miss Charlotte's saying, I'd be on drugs too if I were. Probably is actually. He's probably got a secret something going on. That's what my guess would be. Again, for entertainment purposes only, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was a bit of yeah, going on with Mr. McCarthy, particularly with that combination in the 6th house, which deals with health and healing and overcoming obstacles. So I will click back on and share again. Right, let's look at Leaky Douchebag Blowhard, yeah, otherwise known as MTG. This woman is just outrageous. I hope you're finding this interesting. Did that make sense, guys? I just wanted to, even though it's a bit, I know the energy is a bit worrying, but did it make sense? Was that clear to you? I want to make sure that it's understood. Angela Locke is saying he's a secret power sniffer. Yeah, I'm sure he is. It looks like it in his chart. Yeah, that would be a classic for some kind of addiction. Let's put it that way. And he's also got Rahu in the 1st house, which also deals with addictions and the face. Yeah, putting stuff in the mouth and up your nose. So, so Foxy Roxy saying makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Right, let's look at Leaky Douchebag Blowhard. All right, let's do open here. And what else do I need to let you guys know? Oh, I'm 1/3 of the way through my book, by the way. As you guys know, well, not all of you will know, but for those that don't know, I'm writing my first astrology book, and I've put all the juicy details in there. Yeah, I did a whole section on the sun, which is not only your sun sign and the kingdom. I've done everybody's dad. Yeah, everyone's father I've done in there, energetically, of course. And I've just coming to finishing off the section on the moon, which is the mind and the emotions, and everybody's mother. Oh, I even do her cooking style according to astrology. You guys will love it. I hope you love it. I'm so, even I've been giggling, yeah. And look, I'm saying that myself. This is me obviously talking about, you know, my book or whatever. But honestly, You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. And this is based on all my experience with reading charts and all of that kind of stuff. Remember, I genuinely got into astrology when I was 8 years old. That's when my journey began. So I'm a little bit older than that now. And of course, with Vedic astrology has just been an extension on that. And it is a remarkable science because really that's what it is. Anyway, I digress. Leaky douchebag blowhard or Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's see, where is she? Where is she? Politics, Marjorie. There we are. There she is. Let's open. All right, and if anyone wants to see a legacy video that I did of MTG, I did one back in 2021. I think it was January 2021 or something like that. But it's, my God, if you see the connection between her and Trump's chart, it's astonishing. It's astonishing. Anyway, so let's look here. So here she is. Yeah. Cancer rising. Yeah, Cancer rising. Many people involved in showbiz and politics and all that stuff are Cancer rising, and Leos as well. Yeah, look, she's got both. Oh, God, look. Her moon is in Leo. She thinks she's queen. Quite literally. The moon is the mind. Yeah, the moon. The moon is the mind overall. But I always say whenever the moon is in Leo, the moon is wearing a crown. Yeah. So what this shows is it also speaks about her mother. So it shows here that let's just say MTG's mother was a very strong-willed woman. Let's put it that way. If she's still alive, and she could be, she may not be. I don't know anything about her family. And we know, if anything, she's extremely strong-willed, and she would have probably got it from her mother. Yeah, with this combination here. Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks she's queen. She thinks she is top dog and is just a diamond. Yeah, and we see this in her behavior. But there it is. Her moon is also very close to a certain Donald Trump's moon. Yeah, conjunction. Yeah, he's got Mars in the first house in Leo. She's a Cancerian, but she's got her moon in Leo, very close to his moon. This is why they're kind of like that. What we also need to understand as well is that all Cancerians and all Leos and all the sign of Sagittarius, they're considered royal ascendants. Now, before you puke, yeah, and go, she's not royal, yeah, of course she isn't, yeah, but sometimes the shadow, yeah, of this can be people thinking they're above everybody else. Yeah, most Cancerians are lovely. Yeah, but when we're talking about someone like leaky douchebag blowhard, we're saying, yeah, she's a little bit up herself. Anyway, now you'll remember a few weeks ago, Roxy saying there's a lot of evil queens. Trump's in Scotland now, actually. Yeah. Oh God, I have to look into that. And what's Teresa Campbell saying? She is a royal PIA, pain in the arse, I think that means. Yeah, she is. Now, the important thing, if we look here, let's count round to where the eclipses are happening, because remember, each house represents a different area of life. So for all Cancerians, these big eclipses and all this stuff is happening in the 10th house. So let's just do some simple math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Jupiter's in the 8th house. I've just noticed that. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. What's the 10th house? Deals with the public in terms of one's public image, reputation, name, fame, career, vocation, all that shebang. I refer to the 10th house as the glass house, the greenhouse. Yeah, it's a hot house filled with pressure. But what they say, when you're in a glass house, what do people do? They throw stones, or in which case, if you're Marjorie Taylor Greene, you throw the stones from the inside out. Yeah. Anyway, you will remember a few Hogarths ago, not that anyone wanted to necessarily hear it. Do you remember I said she's going to rise in prominence? Yeah, and she has. Because this energy here of the eclipses is falling into her 10th house of career. Yeah, what we got to remember is not all eclipses don't just do bad things. Yeah, they can do remarkable things. They can make people often give birth or get pregnant, get married, or sometimes divorced, sometimes made bankrupt, or sometimes they win a fortune. Yeah, sometimes the nodes can actually bring someone up to a higher standing point. This has happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now we know she's absolutely crazy, as Chris, as current. Oh no, I was reading something else. We know she's delusional. Yeah, she's not well. She's not well. But what she's doing is using her platform and trying to rinse it out. Yeah, rinse it out. So this is happening here. And if we look here, it's happening on her Venus. Now, what is Venus? Venus is planet of the arts. Yeah, beauty and all these things. And you're like, she ain't beautiful. But let me continue. It deals with relationships of all kinds. Venus is also known as the planet of marriage. What's happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene recently? Yeah, her husband filed for divorce. By the way, she's probably got another one on the go, by the way. Yeah, because look, there's all this energy here. And also as well, if you look, this is her D9 chart, the second half of life chart. Can you see this eclipse and all this stellium of planets almost pretty much exactly matches the stellium that she's got in her third house in her second half of life chart, which starts to kick in from age 40, in the third house, which deals with what? Media and communications of all kinds. In Aries, which is what? War, fire. She's a firebrand. She's always coming out spouting what? Fire and brimstone and acidic language. So you can see here how this eclipse, or the eclipses, which have been happening in Aries, which happened for a total of 18 months. Yeah, remember this started in March 2022. Yeah, this energy. She's been absolutely everywhere like a rash, hasn't she? Spouting her stuff, and we can see it. There it is in her D9 second half of life chart. This stellium here is stimulating all of that. Her planet, Venus, the planet of relationship, spouse, and partner, has been eclipsed. She's been divorced by her husband, but I suspect here she might have a lover or two on the side, yeah, because of all that energy, particularly as Jupiter has just come in. Jupiter represents the significant men in a woman's life, including the husband, can also be secondary characteristics of the father or a significant son, but he's normally the husband or a man, yeah? So we can see Jupiter, which was in Pisces, has recently come into Marjorie Taylor Greene's 10th house with her Venus. I think she's got a new man. Just saying, for entertainment purposes only. And also as well, what Aries is an aggressive sign. What's one of the things? She likes to go to the gym, doesn't she? So she's a lady that likes to work out, yeah? Energy, Aries, yeah? She probably likes the odd fast car and all that kind of stuff. She's probably done a lot of stuff in cars. Let's just put it that way, yeah? Someone said, Peeper Frog said, wow, her boyfriend is a lucky guy. And indeed, I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? What's this? That shows what when she was around this evil. Yeah. They could. She's everywhere like a rash. Yeah, it's true. She has been. So look, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene. So are we going to see the back end of her for now? Look, guys, probably not. Yeah. Don't shoot the messenger on this one. You can see for yourself, it's energy. Yeah, that means there's a lot of energy in the career. If she does disappear, it would be in a bang and a flash. Yeah. That's the only way. But the logical thing would be, hopefully, if the Democrats do well, she'll be voted out and all of that kind of stuff. But for now, her career house is too energized. Yeah, she's going to be on TV and just spouting her usual what. All right, how are we doing on time? Okay, I've got about 10 minutes left. What else do I need to tell you? So I've spoken about Jupiter Gandanta. We spoke about that. We've been talking as well about the debilitation of Mars, which happens, very soon. So again, that's going to affect the housing market and stuff and all that kind of stuff to do with finances. Oh, also as well, I forgot to say here, she's got Jupiter in the 8th house. Now, the 8th house is a house of sex, death, and rock and roll. Yeah. One of the things I found is this: it can deal with affairs. So ladies that have Jupiter in the 8th house, not all of them, sometimes they resist the proposition, but I think here in the case of MTG, yeah, she's been having a little bit of how's your father potentially with someone else, which is probably why the husband has you know, divorced her. Sex, death, rock and roll, secret scandals, all that stuff. You never know. Maybe something more could emerge. Also, as well, transiting Saturn is getting close to her Jupiter as well. Well, no wonder she went through a divorce. My God. Jupiter, Saturn is the planet of separation, but he's also the planet of what? Comeuppance. So we'll have to see. It's going to take a ways yet. If there is anything coming for MTG in terms of comeuppance, it's going to be a slow burn, you know, maybe towards the back end of this year or going into next year. But for now, all this energy in her 10th house is, you know, keeping her prominent. Let's just put it that way. So let's see. Oh, we've got to see what Shakespeare's opinion is. All right, let's get Shakespeare's opinion on Kevin McCarthy, which I've done, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I've done recently. He called her a bed presser. Do you remember that one? Called her a bed presser. So McCarthy. Okay, Shakespeare, what can you tell us? What do you think about McCarthy? Let's go for McCarthy. Actually, this is a repeat, actually. Let's come back. Let me just go back. It's already been read out. Let me find something. Oh, no, that can't be right because that's all. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's got to be. That was all the end papers. Let's try again. See here. Yeah, it's really quite simple. Look, this is what he said. I'm sure he got this before. He said, thou art a wickedness, yeah, from 12th night. But look at the next page, yeah? Next page here. Thou art a most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of not one good quality. Wow, for Kevin McCarthy, but for entertainment purposes, but wouldn't you agree that sounds about right? And it's from All's Well That Ends Well. I'll read it again. Thou art a most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of not one good quality. Yeah, and this is the guy that's playing around with the debt ceiling. Yeah, what a douchebag. All right, let's see what Shakespeare has to say about and let me know what you thought what Shakespeare had to say. See what he says about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh. This is what the bard, this is the update, yeah, what the bard has to say. Let me just see what you guys are saying in the comments or the comments here. So here, this is what the bard has to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene. You talk greasily, your lips grow foul. Yeah, and that's from Love's Labor Lost. And here on the next page, he has not so much brain as earwax. But we can just make that a she. She has not so much brain as earwax. And that's from Troilus and Troilus and Cressida. Wow. Oh my God. What do you think? You know, the bard is just ever scathing, isn't he? Right. Let's take a little look at Joe Biden's chart and see where the eclipses are happening for him. I hope you're finding the show interesting, folks. So let's do screen open again. Let's go global. And let's see where the eclipses are falling for Biden. Where are we? George, Ivanka, Joe Biden. Here we are. So let's open. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments as well. Love the bard. Yeah, face me. Yep. Peeper Frog saying that sums him up. Yeah, 100% says Victoria Blue. I know, it's just so succinct. It's just that, it's just completely is Kevin McCarthy. Right, so here is Joe Biden's chart. So remember, I'm talking Neo-Vedic astrology. So for you guys that are joining me, it moves backwards by 24 degrees. So Biden is a Scorpio. Yeah, and he's a proper Scorpio as well. Here he is, Scorpio rising. Sun in Scorpio at 4 degrees 30 minutes, and his Venus in Scorpio. Now, remember, I'm always saying this is also something connected with politics, and finding a lot of politicians have Scorpio strong in their chart because it's about what? Power, learning things, digging deep. Yeah, it's about secrets. Yeah, and we even found Mr. Biden likes the odd little secret himself, doesn't he? Not that, not that I'm judging him. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying it's energy, folks. Energy. Scorpios love to get to the bottom of things. Yeah, this is why it's so good for astrology, spirituality, espionage, investigation. Many people that work at the IRS, for example, probably have got Scorpio strong in their chart because they have to dig into things and take a good look. Scorpio politics deals a lot with what? Machinations, finding out where the dead bodies are. But luckily for everyone, his Sun, Venus, and I think his ascendant here as well. Let me just check the Lagna degree. 1 minute. Let me just see. Scorpio, and it's in Anuradha. Aha. Anuradha Nakshatra, that star cluster, it deals with devotion. And this is the most devoted part of the whole zodiac. Yeah. So, he may have a few papers in the garage, but, he really, really, truly is devoted to America. He really is. And, you can't fake that. And here you can see it in the chart. Anuradha means to follow Radha. And Radha was the one that sacrificed her life for Krishna, according to the Vedic, astrology Vedas. And she had to go through all these trials, the trials of hell, quite literally, in order that Krishna may live. And if we think, remember as well, Biden's life has been touched by tragedy. Yeah. Jupiter in a woman's chart represents the husband, but guess what? Venus in a man's chart represents the wife. Yeah, assuming that he's into women or whatever. It's, same sex or whatever. It doesn't matter. One can ascribe the energies. Now we know what happened. Yeah, Scorpio deals with transformative experiences, and we know sadly he lost his first wife in a car crash. Yeah, so you can see that intensity there. Yeah, because here the Venus is combust. Yeah, I think it's combust in his chart. Let's just see here. Just see if it's, I think it's combust. Let's have a look. Yeah, here it is. You see where it says C? Yeah, VEC. So that means combust. If it's within a degree, it means Cassimi. But here it's no, actually, it's there in the board. It's there on the. It's within that. Jill Biden. This is also Jill Biden as well, which of course we know they've been married for ages. So it looks like sadly he lost the first wife and then was blessed with the second. Yeah, let's just put it that way. Anyway. The eclipses. Look, there's a lot of action happening here for Biden. These eclipses are falling onto his moon. So what is the moon? The moon is the mind, the emotion, the emotions. Yeah. But and when the eclipses happened, we've got to remember as well, when the eclipses happened in November, then there was the furore, wasn't there, over the papers and stuff like that. So we've seen he's been dealing with quite challenging eclipse energy, but he's come out swinging. Yeah. And of course, he's been kind of having a good old go at the GOP. Yeah, really dropping some absolute zingers on them. So this is also about revelation. He's feeling combative. Yeah, remember, Aries is also about what? Conflict, but it's also about passion, independence. His chart is ruled by Mars. Yeah, he's a Scorpio rising, so it means Mars is the chart ruler. So what have we seen recently? Biden turning up the temperature, yeah, being a bit more aggressive and showing a bit of chutzpah, yeah, which is good. But if we look here, the lunar eclipse is going to be happening in his 12th house, yeah, and it's going to be happening on the Mars and Mercury. Now, remember, the 12th house can deal, like I said, with losses, yeah, with foreign lands and all that kind of stuff. I've also realized it can deal with foreign currencies as well. So there's going to be, again, that theme of currency, foreign lands, secret enemies. Yeah, this also deals with secret enemies as well. So let's keep a very close eye, yeah, on China and Russia and Fox News and all, whatever, to see what the eclipses will bring out. We don't have long to wait. We've only got about 3 and a bit days to go. But this is also as well, this can also show as well that Biden has got a few tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, let's put it this way. He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, and he's probably going to have to pull one or few magic tricks, yeah, to keep America on the straight and narrow. But let's see what he does in regards, in particular, with Kevin McCarthy and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, he's got something surprising there. We see here as well. Mars is what? Battles, conflicts, yeah, but it's also what? Dealing with one's enemies. Mercury deals with what? Communication of all kinds. So there's stuff. He's going to be using his words and his language in very cunning ways to try and turn the balance, as it were, on this situation. Let's hope that Biden can pull a few rabbits out of the hat. Let's not underestimate him. Yeah, so, not that you guys are underestimating him, but many people like to underestimate Biden. And I always say, never underestimate a Scorpio. Yeah, never. Yeah, they always have a bit more in reserve. Let's not forget, Duck Larange has got his moon in Scorpio, yeah, and he was underestimated. And look at the wreckage that he's caused. But here with Biden, it has that energy of devotion, anuradha. He is prepared to go to hell and back for the success of America. So let's hope Biden's got a few tricks up his sleeve, yeah, a few tricks up his sleeve to combat a lot of the cray that we've been seeing. Yeah, so look, end there on a positive. Let's pull, I'm going to pull some cards as well. Let's pull some cards on the debt ceiling, because I don't want to go over too much. It's been an hour already. I hope you guys have been entertained and informed. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel, or you've watched and you've maybe not subscribed yet. I really appreciate it, because it helps the channel to grow and for people to find these videos. All right, let's pull some cards on the debt ceiling and just end with that and see what Spirit has to say about that. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about the debt ceiling? Yeah. Let's see what's going on. Let's pull some cards here. Let's pull this down a little bit. As you know, I pick with my eyes closed. All right, Spirit, what can you tell us about the debt ceiling? Will it all be a storm in the teacup, or will the GOP cray inadvertently make the US default by accident? Let's see. What we don't want to see, guys, is things like the Tower or death or 10 of Swords, that kind of thing. We hope we don't see that, but let's see who turns up. Oh, thank goodness. All right, here we are. This is going to require negotiation and collaboration. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. So this is going to be the Biden administration having to work with the GOP, with the Republicans, not to basically cause everything to go tits up, as we would say in the UK. But look, in the obstacle position, we've got the 4 of Cups here. So that was the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Collaboration, negotiation, and of course it deals with money as well. And we were talking about what? The debt ceiling. So we can see Spirit's listening. In the obstacle position here, we've got the 4 of Cups, which is not liking the options that are on the table. I mean, this quite literally is like the Biden administration, as the GOP ask for ridiculous things to be cut. Yeah. But also as well, this is the GOP not liking what's on the table as well, because they don't want to obviously raise taxes on the super billionaires, because those are their patrons. And of course, they're in hock with foreign forces, shall we say. Anyway, so there's that. So there's the tension. But look, things are going to move forward quickly and aggressively. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, someone's going to push a button somewhere. Something has to happen, because they can't keep being delayed like this. We don't want America to default, because if it does, things will quickly go out of hand. So there could be a rushed, last minute, nail biting resolution of the situation. It's either that or it goes off the cliff. Yeah. However, the next two cards are quite positive. Look, we get the Sun. Yeah. Now the Sun is a positive card. So let's hope. This gives us a ray of hope, quite literally, that maybe the worst won't happen. maybe there'll be a rushing in, a deal is done, and then we are illuminated. Yeah. And then if we look here, Two of Cups, a deal being made. Yeah, this is about what? Making deals, negotiations, relationship, partnership, and stuff like that. So could it be that maybe there is a last minute concession which brings illumination? Yeah, lifts the debt ceiling for a little while longer, because the same will happen, of course, next year. And then it looks like here, this is partnership. This also can do with trades, goods, business, services, and stuff like that. So I think that's quite positive. Let's see what happens. I think Biden has got a few more tricks up his sleeve. But we also can see in terms of the charts with the energy, we are in that bit of a danger zone, aren't we? So, you know, if the worst happens, then we know why. Yeah, at least you've had it explained to you in explicit detail. I hope you guys found that interesting. That hour just absolutely flew by. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, and all that stuff. Let's hope for the best. I think old Biden's got a few more tricks up his sleeve. So let's see. Some people were saying that the chart was a little bit blurry. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. It was crystal clear on my screen. A lot of people saw it clearly as well. So there might be something to do with the monitor settings and stuff like that, because this goes as a direct input. It doesn't rely on the camera to focus or anything like that. Patricia Franzino saying Shakespeare was right for both of them. Yeah, absolutely. Says here the chart is fuzzy. Okay, so some people, let's see how it plays back on the recording. It might actually be clear on the recording, or there might be something going on with the settings, but a lot of people said they could see it clearly. So let's hope it was okay. Foxy Rocks is saying, thank God for Biden. We need someone who has compassion and empathy. That he certainly does have. So let's see. Yeah. Let's not, you know, many people underestimate Biden. He's got a lot in reserve and he could still pull some rabbits out of the hat. But as we saw with Marjorie Taylor Greene, she just great. And with the real worrying chart is McCarthy's chart, yeah, because he's the Speaker of the House and he literally has that financial, dodgy, sketchy stuff going on. But I will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining. Of course, I'll be back on Hogarth as well, but that's a ways away yet. That's not until Saturday. I hope you enjoyed that content, and I will see you soon. And wasn't the bard sharp as always? Anyway, I will leave it there. Bye for now, everyone. Cheers.